So this song by Kabir is titled Mat Kar Maya Ko Ahankar. मत कर माया को अहंकार, मत कर काया को अभिमान, कायागार से काची, कायागार से काचीर जैसे ओसरा मोती, झोंका पवन का लग जाए, झपका पवन का लग जाए, काया धूल हो जासी. So here Kabir is singing for the people who are very abhimani, or who have a lot of ego, a lot of ahankar about this body. Yes. We all are attached to the body. So he is helping us recognize our own attachment to our body. Yes. So it is mat kar maya ko ahankar, mat kar kaya ko abhiman, kaya gar se kachi. Gar se kachi means it's even fragile than a clay pot. A pot of clay is so fragile. We need to take care of that fragility, and we are so careful while moving a pot from here to there, right? Yeah, so he's saying your body is more fragile than even a pot made of clay. So he says, Kaya gar se kachi jaise os ramoti. Os is a dewdrop. A dewdrop sitting on a leaf is so fragile that one little wind, a gust of wind, can destroy this dewdrop. So Kabir is trying to bring this reality ahead, is trying to make us understand this truth, that really our body, though we think that, I live in this body, I am so strong, I can be with this body, or I am something, the big I has identified with body, and that identification itself is false. And when this body dies, that identification of us shudders. It's an actual truth that when you drop the body, there is a fear that comes up, an enormous kind of feeling, an overwhelming feeling of, oh, I am not this body. And I, the big I that identifies with this physical body, it suddenly finds itself separate. So he says that, you're going to be majorly shocked, astonished, surprised. Instead of getting shocked later on, right now, start recognizing that I am not this fake I. This fake I is nothing but the body, the mind, the intellect, the memory, and the ego. I am different from it. And that is that witness consciousness. That witness is witnessing even right now. That witness is observing that you are listening. Your mind is probably repeating something, it is agreeing with something or disagreeing. The witness, the background, is right there. It knows. So he's saying, before the body kicks you out, before that day, right now you start recognizing how fragile is this body. And if this body is so fragile, what am I so attached to? What is it that I am so attached to? Yeah? So we look at that again. मत कर माया को अहंकार, मत कर काया को अभिमान, कायागार से काची, कायागार से काची, जैसे उस रामोती, झोंका पवन का लग जाए, झपका पवन का लग जाए, काया धूल हो जासी. One gust of wind and this body will turn to dust. It will die. It will drop. It will be the end of this body. So Kabir is helping us recognize that it is impermanent. Do not be attached to it. It is impermanent. It is temporary. But you are not temporary. You are not impermanent. You need to find out who you truly are. Yes, you are not this body. The second paragraph. ऐसा सत्य था महाराज जिनके मुल्कों में राज, जिन घर झूलता हाथी. There was such a stern king. That king was popular in many places, in many kingdoms. Yeah, he ruled many kingdoms and he was so rich that he had an elephant dancing at his door. You have to realize that this is the 15th century period in India. India was very affluent, very rich. And the sign of affluence in 15th century India was owning elephants. And they were pretty expensive. It would be equivalent to today's Mercedes or Porsche, or maybe more, I don't know. Yeah. So that king had everything that he wanted. Yeah. He had so many riches, is what is said in the second paragraph. जिन घर झूलता हाथी जैसे ओसरा मोती. Means even all your riches, all your money, all your elephants or Porsches or Mercedes, all of them are temporary, impermanent. They will just get one gust of wind and they will turn to dust. They will just fly away. You will recognize the impermanence that day. Again and again, He's waking you up. Don't wait for that day. Now is the time. Now, when I am in this human body, now, when I have this intelligence, now, when I have recognized that people, situations, things, life, money, sex, children, house, career, job, all this is at the periphery. There has to be something more to life. When you start recognizing that there has to be something more to life, when you start recognizing there has to be something more important in life, then only do you see that everything is impermanent. And when everything is impermanent, what does the sensible person do? He recognizes that I should not be attached to all this. Yeah? कायागार से काची, जैसे उस रामोती. The third paragraph. भरिया सिंदड़ा में तेल जानो रचो है सब खेल, जल रही दिया की बाती. जल रही दिया की बाती रिजय से ओसरा मोती झोंका पवन का लग जाए झपका पवन का लग जाए काया धूल हो जासी. So in this he's saying there is a clay filled diya, we call it in India, a little lamp made of clay has oil in it. In that, a little flame is burning. That flame is the I inside. Yes. What have I done? I have forgotten myself. I've forgotten that I am the flame, and I have identified with this little clay body that I have. I think I am this diya. I think that I am going to live only as long as this little diya made of clay, a little pot made of clay, which has oil and has a wick which is on fire. I feel that I'm only going to live, only going to survive till the time this little clay pot is surviving. This is a wrong understanding. This is a very narrow understanding. Kabir is saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. The whole khel means a play. This play of everything is born out of I. The real I forgot itself. It forgot its reality. The witness consciousness forgot that it is the witness, and with its own veiling power of Maya became the ego, the mind, the intellect, the memory. And this manufactured its own physical body. And that unit of physical body and the mind manufactured its own samsara. So Kabir is saying this is only a dream. It is not real. It is an apparent reality. It is not true. Advaita takes this one step forward and helps us realize that anything that I see, anything that I hear, anything that I touch, anything that I taste, anything that I smell, all of these faculties that I have, they are nothing but the mind. Their experience is also nothing but the mind. There is no experience of matter there. The experience of matter is an assumption. For example, this is an iPad. Okay, I am touching this iPad. Yes, I feel that I am touching matter. When I was a little baby in the cradle, and if my mother, she didn't have an iPad then, but if she did and she showed it to me, I would not understand anything. I would not know what is matter. If I would touch it, I would still not understand this is matter. I'm a baby in the cradle, remember? No conditioning, no teaching, nothing has started. I'm a baby in the cradle. So all I know is my sensation that I feel on this touch, the little tingly feeling that comes in my body and creates a happy feeling in the mind, which is called the emotion. As a little baby, I don't even have thoughts about it. Or if I have thoughts, it makes me happy. Yeah? That's it. All I know is my thoughts, my emotions, my perception of touch of the iPad and the sensation that it created in the body. As a little baby, I do not know beyond this. As I grow up a little bit, the conditioning of the world starts. The world starts teaching me. This is A for apple, this is B for boy. The world starts teaching me this is matter. These are all borrowed jnana or borrowed knowledge. It is not my own anubhav, not my own experience. You see the difference where I'm going with this? Till today, whatever I have learnt is just my conditioning. In my real experience, till today, I have no proof that there is matter that exists out there. That is just an assumption. That is something that the others have taught me. And somebody else has taught them. And somebody else has taught them. So it is just an assumption that has come down that this is matter. In my pure experiencing, there is nothing else other than my perception. Perception is perception of sight or perception of touch here in the case of this iPad, perception of taste in the case of food, perception of sound in the case of hearing, and if you're smelling something, perception of smell. That is the meaning of perception. Perception is a mind phenomena. It is happening in my mind. Whatever I see, touch, taste, smell outside, Advaita says it is a mind phenomena. Your experience of the world is also happening only because of your mind. For example, I leave this iPad in this room, I walk out and I go to the other room. The iPad is not anymore in the field of my perception. Does this mean the iPad does not exist? I don't know. It's an assumption that I have that it does exist in the other room. In reality, I don't know. Are you seeing the difference between assumed reality and actual reality? Yes? Actual reality is purely what I can experience. Assumed reality is that which comes from conditioning, that which comes from being borrowed from others' knowledge outside. This was said in the Advaita Vedantic texts. Adi Shankaracharya has written this. And this obviously is phenomenal today. Even scientists are arguing amongst themselves whether matter exists or not, whether matter is really solid or is it just a wave, is it really a particle or is it just a vibration. So it's amazing to see that all this already exists in our Vedantic texts. Those who think that Kabir is only the path of bhakti, they are missing a little additional information. The additional information is that Kabira's path was also a mixture of Vishishta Advaita Vedanta. In Vishishta Advaita Vedanta, bhakti is taken as the fake I, which is body, mind, intellect, ego, and memory, together are called the fake I. F-A-K-E, fake I. The real I is the witness, the one that is witnessing the mind, the one that is witnessing the body. That real I is always there. That I is not manufactured. It is really who I am. And this fake I, bowing down to that real I, is basically you withdrawing from the mind's likes and dislikes and anger and hatred and just relaxing in that real I, the witnessing consciousness. That is the bhakti on the path of Vishishta Advaita Vedanta. So Kabira's path is really the path of Vishishta Advaita Vedanta, in which bhakti is just one little path. Yeah? So here in the song, he's reminding us again and again, come to that witness consciousness. Stay there, be steady there, because that is who you are. If you don't learn this lesson now, you're going to be in a major shock at death when you see your own dead body on the floor. कायागार से काचीर जैसे ओसरा मोती. This body is as fragile as clay, and it will evaporate as quickly as a dewdrop evaporates from the leaf. The next paragraph is खुट गया सिंदड़ा तेल बिखर गया सब निज खेल बुझ गई दिया की बाती वो बुझ गई दिया की बाती रे जैसे ओसरा मोती झोंका पवन का लग जाए झपका पवन का लग जाए काया धूल हो जासी. So in this next paragraph he says, at death what will happen? This little clay pot which you think is I, this body that I think I am, its oil will get exhausted and that flame will die out. Just like a dewdrop evaporates, your complete identity will evaporate from this planet. Your name, your fame, your relationships, the money you made, whatever you think is I, mine, all this mineness will drop. This I, the holding on to I, all this will drop. All this will end. Recognize this truth. Kabir is working to just help us wake up. Wake up, he says. Recognize that I am the witness. Right now you are watching Ekta on your computer screen or on your phone. Your eyes are looking at Ekta. There are thoughts going on in your mind. Behind that there is a witness. Do you recognize that witness? That witness is the one who is seeing the mind's thoughts. It is behind the mind. He says, that is who you are. You are that witness. Now just be there, be there, be there. लाल में का लाल तेरा कौन क्या हवाल जिनको जाम ले जासी जिनको जाम ले जासी रे जैसे ओसरा मोती. He says, what will you do when death takes you away and takes your so-called attachment? This body is something I am very attached to. It takes it away. When you really meet Mr. Death, at that point, it is literally like seeing your body on the floor and you are right there. So that you are not shocked, Kabir says, now is the time. Recognize I am that witness. Again and again be there. Because of Maya, because of your previous patterns, you will get pulled into the mind. The mind will take you into its likes and dislikes. The mind will not care about the witness. It doesn't like it there because that's where the mind becomes no mind in the witness. The witness is blank. It is like emptiness. The mind does not like being empty. It says, okay, come on, next, let's do something. Again and again in this song, Kabira is reminding us, wake up, wake up, up. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are not the memory, you are not the ego. You are that witness, that witnessing consciousness, that emptiness behind. Right now, if you can be there again and again and again and again, then you have reached home. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing else to do. Kabir says, you are home then. Then the journey within that emptiness begins. And that is the little bit of tougher part for you because the mind is so used to noise. No, it doesn't like emptiness. It doesn't like quietness. It says, "Oh, okay, this is very weird." Yeah? Slowly, you tame the mind, like you tame a wild horse, like you tame a new pet that you bring into the house. You even have to tame some wild children, some wild kids when they are growing up. Just like that, very kindly, lovingly, like a mom, you tame your mind and create the distance between the real I and the fake I. The greater this distance, the easier it will become for you to go through whatever turbulences that life has to bring our way. People have this wrong understanding that once you get enlightened, there will be no turbulences in life, no bad things will happen. But this is just a mythical, magical story told to kids. And I think we all need to grow up and see the truth that turbulences are not going away anywhere. Yeah? The karma that I created in the past was like seeds that I had thrown in the past. One day that seed is going to sprout. Now it is not in my hands what to do about this sprouting seed. The seed will sprout. Yeah? The only thing that I can do is not to add water or manure to the seeds. That will help end this karma, demolish this karma. Yes. And only you can do that for yourself. Nobody else can help you there. Not your guru, not your teacher, not an astrologer, not a pandit. No pujas can take away your sprouting of that future karma. It is going to come. Do what you may. The only thing that can save you is you reacting. When I react, what am I doing? I'm creating more suffering inside me. Yeah? I'll give you an example. You get angry with somebody at home. Yeah? When you're angry with that person, before you utter certain words, inside your own mind you boil. You churn in that anger. You repeat that story to yourself again and again and again and again, and you generate hatred and anger inside. That hatred and anger inside is burning me first before I open my mouth and say something to somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So reacting to a sprout that has happened of karma phalam right now is first burning me. I am creating the suffering. In the end, I may just say one word to the other person, yeah, or one sentence to the other person. But to say that sentence, I churned in my own hatred, in my own anger for 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes for a day, 2 days, right? So we have to become very clear what is really suffering. Suffering is not these turbulences coming in my life, people, situations, and things that I don't like. No, no. Suffering is the way I react to it, and I boil in my head for days on and on. Do you see that? At enlightenment, this reaction drops. People will still be there. Situations will still be there. Coronavirus has come in your life equally as much as it has come in an enlightened person's life. He is also affected, you are also affected. The situation does not change outside. The way I react to that situation, that is what determines how much I suffer inside or how much I am at peace inside. So, the real meaning of happiness or peace is the peace that I generate here, not here. Get it? You could be living in hell, but you could be happy like a baby. Or you could be living in heaven. Everything is wonderful outside, but because of your own mind that cribs, you will find faults in heaven also. Yeah? You will suffer in heaven also. So it's got nothing to do with your external environment. What does it have something to do with? Here, with this place. This place is very important. So Kabir is very, very clear. Before death shocks you, you wake up. Wake up now. Now he is going to speak in his revolutionary language. झूठी माई तारो बाप झूठो सकल परिवार झूठा कूटता छाती झूठा कूटता छाती रे जैसे ओसरा मोती. He's saying your mother is an illusion, your father is an illusion, your whole family is an illusion. And when somebody dies or when you die and the person, your loved one, is mourning, that mourning is also an illusion. Yeah. Jhuta kutata chhati. It's a very Hindi kind of phrase in which, when somebody dies, they used to cry loudly, beating the chest and wailing away. So he's bringing the truth in front of you. And one part of you, inside you, knows this is the truth. Can see this as the truth very well. Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. How? Because it is a dream. It is just a dream. It is manufactured because of the power of Maya and manufacture an apparent reality. And really, I get exactly what I want in this reality. I get exactly what I want. Not an ounce more, not an ounce less. You will say, no, I did not ask for this disease that I have in my body. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know what you asked for. When you're cribbing and angry, you say words through your mouth which you don't mean, and then you say later, oh, I should have not spoken like that. Don't you do it? Yeah. You don't know what kind of words you've uttered in your previous lives. Now forget words. Words happen later, before that is thought. You've had so many times a thought, oh, I don't want to take this exam. Yeah, take your school days. I don't want to take this exam. May that fan fall on my teacher's head. Yeah, how many of you had such evil thoughts? I saw this in an ad. So recognize that there is this negative side of the mind that keeps throwing out messages to the universe. Yeah. The universe does not understand your English or Hindi or Marathi or Kabir's Avdi. The universe understands my energy of attraction or repulsion. Yes, just like a magnet only understands the force that the iron carries. Yeah, there is either an attraction if it's the correct pole, or there is a repulsion if there is a negative pole. It only understands attraction and repulsion. The universe understands only that language. And that language you speak through your ragas and dveshas, either through speech or through thought. And those who can see it have done certain Buddha meditations and have started observing sensations and recognize subtle sensations. Even to sensations, you say, I like this and I hate this. It's not in words, it's a sensation of like to another sensation, pleasant sensation, or there is a sensation of dislike to another unpleasant sensation. Yeah. We speak through sensations, we speak through emotions, we speak through thoughts, and the universe hears that language. That's how you create your karma. And when you create karma that way, you may say that, oh, I don't invite negativity into my life. But you do not understand that by certain actions or certain ways that you behave with people in life are not the only deterministic factor. There is a hidden determination happening. Yeah, and that is happening at your subconscious and unconscious level of the mind. That counts higher, and that brings disease, that brings turbulences in life, that brings shocks in life, surprises in life, that brings all kinds of situations that you had no idea about. Yes, most of our diseases are nothing but karma phalam, our own karma phalam. Yeah? So if right now you are suffering from something, be kind to yourself, be compassionate, be loving. How I should not start boiling inside in the hatred of this disease, in the hatred of this situation. Because what am I doing? I am lighting my own inner environment on fire by doing so. Be kind to yourself and go through whatever has come in life. Recognize this body is temporary. It is impermanent. One day, and the day might not be too far away, one day it will evaporate like the dewdrop. One little gust of wind and this body can become dust. Kabir reminds us to be aware of this truth all the time, again and again and again. Yeah? Now, why did he say, my mother is a lie, my father is a lie, my family members are a lie? For the same reason, he's saying, why is it a lie or an illusion? He's not saying that they do not exist. Of course, they are there, and they are your parents. The way I see them, there is a part of me that wants to believe this is permanent. My relationship with my mother is going to always be like this. My relationship with my father is always going to be like this. Whether it is good or bad, it doesn't matter. Your mind has a way of making it an eternal state, right? Yeah. It is an illusion. He says it is constantly changing. It is constantly changing. And that which is constantly changing, how can that be real? Yeah. That which is anitya cannot be satya. That which is constantly changing cannot be the truth. That which is nitya, that is satya. That which is unchanging, that is the truth. So now, how do I find the unchanging? By again and again coming to that witness consciousness. Again and again recognize the one listening to Ekta right now. There is a mind behind that which is talking or saying, no, I am not having thoughts. But who knows that the mind is talking or not talking? That is the witness consciousness. Stay there. I am that. I am that. This body is changing. The mind is changing. That which changes cannot be real, cannot be the truth. That's all Kabir is saying. He's not saying that your mother and father don't exist. Recognize that. Yeah. Next he's saying, बोलिया भवानी हो नाथ गुरुजी ने सर पे धरिया हाथ जिनसे मुक्ति मिल जासी जिनसे मुक्ति हो जासी रे जैसे ओसरा मोती झोंका पवन का लग जाए झपका पवन का लग जाए काया धूल हो जासी. So he's saying that the Guru, now recognize in Kabir's tradition, he never was a proponent of having too many external gurus, going to temples, going to masjid, going to churches, bowing down outside. No, he said that is good to begin with. At least from an ignorant state, you came to a state where you want to find some meaning in life, something more. But don't stop there. Go beyond. The external guru is just a GPS, and his job is to show you the guru inside. And who's the guru inside? The witness consciousness. That witness inside is the guru. The moment you recognize that witness, job is done. You have completed the first part of the journey towards yourself. Now the journey within yourself begins. Yeah? Don't think you're enlightened yet, yeah? But you're not far away. In fact, Advaita says you're already that, you've just forgotten. And you're going to remember. Like somebody who's got amnesia, but now starts remembering everything. That's all that has happened to you. Yeah? You are that already. So you start recognizing, oh, I am the witness, I am the witness, I am the witness consciousness. Yes? That witness consciousness itself is the Guru. That witness consciousness itself is blessing the fake I. And what is the fake I? Body, mind, intellect, memory, and the ego. These five together form the fake I. F-A-K-E, fake I. Jhoota मैं. Yeah, literal translation. The real I is the witness. The witness consciousness in me that does not speak, that does not say anything. That is just there. Just there. That is the Guru. That is the real Guru. That is what is the meaning of Guru Tattva in the Upanishads. Yeah. The Upanishads are very clear that the external Guru is meant to just be a symbol, the one who points to the moon, and you are supposed to then move on towards the moon and enjoy its beauty. Rest in that beauty. You can't hold on to the finger of the Guru and say, oh, my Guru, my Guru, my Guru. That is not Guruji's blessing, not at all. No, then you're stuck. Then you are stuck on the path. Going to that witness consciousness and resting there is being in the Guru Tattva. When you rest there, you will also have to give up the external Guru, because you're giving up the mind, the intellect, the ego, the memory, All these are holding on to the external guru. When you have to give up these, you have to give up the external guru and rest in the internal guru tattva. Rest there. That is who you are. You already are that. Yeah? मत कर माया को अहंकार, मत कर काया को अभिमान, काया गार से काची. Your body-mind complex is as brittle, as fragile as a clay pot. As fragile as a clay pot. Recognize this truth. Wake up to this truth. Yeah? The day you wake up, you're enlightened. Enlightenment is not something out there very difficult to attain, reserved only for the Brahmin caste. In Kabir's time, there was a lot of casteism, and he was obviously born and brought up in a Muslim household. So the Brahmins told him that, oh, you are not allowed to enter the ashram of the Guru, or you are not allowed to get initiated in all this knowledge. Kabir worked on himself and reached there on his own. And he just went and met Ramanand when Ramanand was not even ready to talk to Kabir because he was of a different religion. Yeah? And only Brahmins were the ones who could hold on to the scriptures, who could talk about God, who could preach about God, who could learn about God. And Kabir said, why? That God does not distinguish, that God has made this ghat and that ghat equally. Ghat is a pot. Because see, Kabir is a very poor, uneducated, very simple person, a daily wage earner. Yeah? If today he managed to weave a piece of cloth, he could go to the market, sell it, and get food for the day. That poor, simple person. How does such a simple person come to the highest truth? No books, no scriptures, no guru, no teacher, nothing. Nobody was giving him that knowledge. He came there just by his true, earnest thirst to know, who am I? Who am I? Who am I really? Am I really this body? Am I this mind? Am I this intellect that goes on? Am I this ego that says I am somebody? He did his own internal research. Kabir got there through his own thirst. And then the most wonderful thing, that when he went to Guru Ramananda and he started talking with Guru Ramananda at that level, at that level, and in fact Guru Ramananda was worshipping idols, and Kabir said, what is the point of worshipping the idols? We have found the love within, we have found God within, we have found the highest truth within. And Ramananda, it's amazing how he dropped idol worship, and in his ashram everybody was educated on dropping idol worship and in fact finding the witness consciousness, the awareness within. Kabir challenged that how will you reach this witness consciousness through the conditioning that you have colored yourself with. And what is conditioning? Conditioning is anything that is not my experience. And that which is not my experience, how can it lead me to enlightenment? That bears repetition. Conditioning is anything that is not my experience. And that which is not my experience, how can that take me to my enlightenment? So homework for you for this week. What is conditioning? What have you taken on from this world, from people, from situations, from things that is not your real experience, but is just a belief, or it is just borrowed knowledge, it is just some concept, some idea that just because a billion people say so, so I believe it. Experience means I really know it. Kabir draws a very strong border, a very strong boundary between Anubhav, that which I really experience, and that which is belief, that which is not my experience. Yeah? Conditioning. So take this homework down for this week. Write down all the things that you believe, that you see around you, that you think, all your concepts and ideas that you feel are not really my experience but are just my conditioning. Yeah. So that is the homework for this week, and I will see you again next week.